The house felt empty, not just quiet. Empty. Jude sat at the table in the living room. He had only just returned from the pub, but it felt as if he had walked for hours. The chair opposite him, Sammie's chair, was still there. He had not touched him, as if moving it would make it something permanent, as if it would mean that she might not come back anymore. He leaned back and rubbed his hands over his face. His head was full. Too many thoughts. Too many questions. Who would do this? He tried to go through all the faces in his life. People from the church. People from the cafe. People he had once helped. People who might have been angry with him. But not a single face stuck. No one seemed logical. He thought of the voice on the phone. Distorted. Cold. Quiet. Someone who knew exactly what he was doing. Someone who knew that Sammie was everything to him. Jude stood up and walked to the window. Outside, evening was slowly beginning to fall. The streetlights switched on one by one. Ordinary life went on. But for him, everything stood still. He picked up his phone. His hand trembled as he dialed the police number. After a few seconds, it was answered. Police, with Jude. For a moment, the rustling of paper was heard. Yes, sir. We know your case. Jude looked at the dark street. Did you find anything? A brief silence. Not yet, replied the officer. The words felt heavy. We are working hard on it, the officer continued. We are checking cameras, speaking with people in the neighborhood, and following all possible leads. Jude squeezed his eyes shut. But you don't have anything yet. The officer hesitated for a moment. At this moment, no concrete indications yet. Jude felt a wave of frustration. Someone has my daughter, and no one knows where she is. The officer tried to remain calm. We are really doing everything we can. Jude looked at Sammie's chair. His throat grew dry. He thought of the kidnapper's words. If you tell the police that I called, you will never see your daughter again. For a moment he hesitated. Then he said, after all, they have demanded a ransom. The officer immediately became more alert. Have you had any contact with the kidnapper? Not since the first phone call. If he calls again, said the officer, try to stay on the line as long as possible. Jude nodded, even though the man could not see him. Good. And sir, the officer said more softly, try to stay calm. Jude looked at the empty room. That is difficult. After a brief conversation, he hung up. The silence returned immediately. He sat down at the table again. His gaze fell on Sammie's chair. He could almost hear her voice. Dad, are you going to do any good things today? Jude closed his eyes. The fear was deep in his chest. But even deeper lay something else. Determination. Whoever it was, whatever it cost, he would find his daughter.